What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. It's Ronnie C. And today, we're going to do things a little different. We're a sports channel, but this time we're going to do something a little different here. We're going to be barbecuing.
We're going to be using two different grills. First, we're going to be using the Traeger. Traeger grill is a pellet grill. Some people don't like pellet grills, but I like them. It's worked well for me. You can use stick, you can use Traeger. And today we're going to be using a Traeger grill. Also, we're going to be using a charcoal grill. Charcoal grill, this is your basic charcoal grill. We'll use a lighter fluid. And this grill here came from Walmart. I haven't been taking good care of it, but I'm taking better care of it now. I actually got a cover for it, but I didn't for a while.
Had to get up kind of early, but you know what? Let's get it on. Let's get it going.
Okay, the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna clean the grill off. Grill's semi-clean, but you know what? We're gonna clean it off anyway. Make sure it's nice and clean. So we're gonna scrub the grill off, have some water, and use a scrubber right here. Once we do that, we're gonna turn the grill up. We're gonna get it going to 180 degrees, so it can start smoking. And once you get it going for about 20 minutes or so, it's gonna be time to put the meat on. So we're gonna put the meat on. This meat has been seasoned. I didn't talk too much about seasoning because that could be another 30-minute video in itself. But you have the meat cooking, let that smoke get on it. We're gonna let that smoke get on it for a couple of hours. So we're gonna close it up and let that smoke get on there. And while that's going on, we're gonna go over to our charcoal grill. We're gonna go to the charcoal grill. We're gonna scrape out and get rid of the ashes, clean that up, and then we're gonna be putting in some new charcoal. We're gonna put the charcoal to the left, and to the right, we're gonna leave some space open where if it gets too hot, we can put the meat over there and we won't burn it, because charcoal can be pretty unreliable. So now the meat has been cooking for a couple hours. We're basically putting smoke on the meat for about a couple hours at 180 degrees. So now we're coming to an important part right here. This is where we're gonna wrap the ribs. What do you mean by wrap? We're gonna put the ribs in aluminum foil, but we're gonna have some butter. We're gonna put some butter on the bottom of the ribs. We're gonna put some butter on the top, and we're gonna be using aluminum foil to wrap the ribs. Some people use different things to wrap their ribs. I've seen some people that don't wrap their ribs at all. But me, I like using aluminum foil. Make sure it's some good, strong aluminum foil. Make sure you get heavy-duty aluminum foil. Costco has pretty good heavy-duty aluminum foil. Do not get cheap aluminum foil. So we're wrapping the ribs up with the butter on top, some butter on bottom. So we got that going. So we got it going to one rib. So we're gonna strategically place the ribs in different places so ribs will get different heat temperatures applied to them. So you have one that was kind of in there getting a lot of heat, so we're going to strategically move the ribs around. So we're going to do the same thing with the next rib. We're going to get our butter on the aluminum foil, and we're going to take this rib out. Going to take it out. It's been cooking for, like I said, about 2 hours now. 2 hours. But we're going to get the ribs to the internal temperature that we're shooting for is 195 degrees. And we're going to do the same thing with this rib. We're going to do the same thing with all 3 ribs. As I said, some people may wrap their ribs with something else, but I like aluminum foil and I use butter. I've seen some people, they put apple juice on their ribs. I mean, that's cool too. You can do apple juice, but I just like using butter, trying to keep the ribs nice and moist so they don't dry out. But you can use different things. Different people use different things to wrap their ribs with. Different ingredients. As I said, butter's been pretty good for me. You can use apple juice. I've seen people do that. But you got to make sure you wrap them real good. What you don't want is the rib I mean, you don't want the foil to get punctured and then those juices or whatever it is going down and possibly starting a fire in your pit. So make sure you're using good quality foil or whatever you're using to wrap them up. Make sure it's something that's strong. Don't be cheap about the foil. And as I said earlier, these ribs, they have the smoke on them. We're just trying to get some smoke on them. And after we get all the ribs in here, we're going to turn the temperature up. We're going to turn it up to 225 degrees. And this is when we're going to start our real good cook. We're going to start our cook right there. But right now, we're trying to get that smoke on them. So when the ribs come off, they're going to have a nice smoke ring. So once we get this last rib in here, once we get it wrapped up, we're going to turn the temperature up to 225 degrees. And these ribs, they've already been seasoned. As I said before, seasoning ribs can be a long time. Depends on the type of profile that you want on your ribs.
Knife trick.
But it's totally up to you what you like to do. Some people, they like the St. Louis style type ribs, but what we're using here, these are baby back ribs. These are not St. Louis style ribs. These are baby back ribs that we are wrapping here as we complete our last rack of ribs here. Once again, we're going to do the same thing. Repeat the process. Put some butter on the underneath. Put some butter on top. Once we've completed this, we have to kick up the temperature to 225 and start the cook. Because if you don't, you're going to be waiting there a long time. Don't make that mistake, because you want them to be cooked nice and you don't want to spend all day. I'm kind of rushing this because I'm trying to catch the basketball game, and typically I might take a little bit longer, but with baby back ribs, you can get away with the method that's called 2-2-1. 2 hours of smoke, 2 hours of cook, and then 1 hour of them just cooking without the foil, without the wrap. So there we are. We completed our last rack of ribs. And so now, all right, now it's time to get the fire going for the charcoal grill. We have the grill going. We have a nice flame, but what we're going to do, we're going to wait for the flame to go down a little bit. So now, now it's time to unwrap the ribs. They've been on for a couple hours, so now we're going to unwrap the ribs and let them cook one more time, this time without the wrap, and it's going to be cooking at 225 degrees. So we're going to take the wrap off, looking at the ribs, trying to see exactly what they look like and where we are as far as the cooking process. So these ribs are looking real good right here, looking real good. These are baby back ribs. And, you know, we're always concerned about our internal temperature and exactly where we are. But we're going to spray them off right here with some liquid butter. Now it's time to check the temperature. Where are we at temperature-wise? Where our goal is to get to 195 degrees. So we've cranked the Traeger up to 225, and so now we have another hour. So while you're waiting for that, it's time to have a beer before you get to cooking those chicken wings. So now it's time to cook the chicken. Our flame is nice. It's not flaming all over the place. The charcoals have that white ash around the side. So we're going to put this chicken on here. And as you notice, we're going to put the chicken on the left side of the grill. That's where we had a majority of the coals. And if it gets too hot or it starts cooking too fast, we can always transfer them over to the right side of the grill. So the left side we're going to use for cooking. And we're going to watch this chicken. With chicken, you must watch it. You just can't put it on a charcoal grill and walk away. You have to keep an eye on it. You're gonna have to flip it and turn it and flip it. You gotta keep it moving, but you gotta keep an eye on it. You do not want your chicken to burn. You also do not want your chicken, some pieces of chicken have a lot of grease on them, and if that chicken grease gets in those charcoals, you're gonna have a fire on your hands. So you gotta keep an eye on it. Flip it. The more you flip it, then it won't be dry. So this is the end result. These are the ribs. As you can see, they have the smoke ring. We've cooked them to 195 degrees. Here's the chicken. Chicken looking good. Barbecue chicken. It's time to eat. And we also did some tri-tip. Forgot to show that, but we had tri-tip also. So when you're having your barbecue, it's always good to have some wine with your barbecue. Here we got some Sterling vintage collection, and then you have to have some bourbon with it too. So I like Blanton's. Also, you get some of that Colonel Taylor Blanton's. You can't go wrong with it. Colonel Taylor's or Blanton and barbecue and beer, you can't beat it. Thank you all for watching.